Wendling Riding says, I had a flight controller die after about 7 batteries. Was this my fault? I did not solder on the board. I just plugged it in with DJI. Was a Xilo board. Wendling, the Joshua Bardwell beginner build kit has that same Xilo Stax flight controller in it. And as a result, I get emails from people about that board when there are hardware problems. I find out about them as opposed to other hardware where maybe I'd find out or maybe I wouldn't. But people definitely reach out to me when they buy that beginner build kit and the flight controller dies. There is a problem with the voltage regulator on that board. I don't know the exact nature of the problem, but we have seen, and I think GetFPV has acknowledged to me at least, that there is an issue. They think maybe that it just can't handle the current draw from the O3. They're not 100% sure, but we've seen enough of these where the voltage regulator dies when you run the O3 off the flight controller, and it's not your fault. And although I can't speak for their customer service, I have seen them replace this flight controller for people in your situation. All you did was plug in the O3 and go fly, and bam. If the voltage regulator died and if they deem it to have been a defect, then so you should reach out to support@getfpv.com. Tell them the story. Don't say, and then Bardwell said you'd give me a new flight controller, you bastards. Don't do that. Don't put me in that situation, please. Just politely tell them what happened, and they will determine. But I can tell you I've seen them replace other people's flight controller in that same circumstance. And I would say that these days, and I don't know what happened, because it's been years since I made that, a year at least, since I made that tutorial, and it was fine. And then suddenly in the last few months, I've started getting a bunch of reports of people where the flight controller just dies, the voltage regulator pops. So maybe they changed something about the manufacturing or they got a bad batch, I don't know. But I would recommend that you, in the future, you solder the O3 power wires to the VBAT pads instead of plugging in, because I think the next one will die in the exact same way if you just plug it in as you did. So sorry, you have to solder. There you go.